It's time for parts bag number 6. On the table is what we've built so far through parts 1 through 5. If you haven't seen that, please go check it out. For this part, we'll be doing the front piece, which is the bucket and a conveyor. Now I've looked ahead in the instructions, and this is actually a 2-part assembly. The first part's going to be just the bucket and the conveyor, but it won't actually attach into here yet. So for this whole video, this assembly will be off camera. So I'll move this over and we'll just get right into building. Oh, so that goes actually right in between there. Gears should align there. I mean, look at this assembly. It looks very complicated. It's already got some moving gears in it, and I have no idea what I'm building. So just sit in there. Push these pins in. That locks all that in place. And I've got to be careful here. Got to make sure the gears align. Actually, the gear doesn't touch. Is it supposed to touch? No, I don't think it does. Oh, something doesn't look right. I don't know if it's the instructions just playing with my mind, but this piece doesn't look like it's in the right spot. This is supposed to go right through there. Yeah, this is definitely in the wrong spot. Crap. Where is that supposed to be? Okay, thankfully this is going to be an easy fix. Pull this off. It's in the right location but wrong position. It should have been like this so that it's lined up with the gear. Now if I flip this back around, I can put this where it's supposed to be, run this gear through, put this other gear on, and now everything looks correct. What clued me in was the fact that putting in this second gear should have been an equal amount sticking out on both sides, and there was less sticking out on this side because there was another part that had gone through. Okay, so this gear is connected to this black gear. This beige gear is connected to the gray gears, but not connected to this black gear. This beige gear turns that black gear, which in turn is this one, but these two are not touching. They're close, but they don't touch. There we go. This gets flipped up to there. And this goes through. Same thing here, that gets flipped up, goes through there. Make sure everything can move. Why does this look wrong? It's supposed to be, this doesn't look like it. I gotta go back and figure out if this piece should be here. Okay, I put this assembly on the wrong side. So this should have been over here, which I would have identified sooner if this part was in the right spot, because these two pins have to go here. Wow. Again, mistakes, man. At least I'm catching them before things are too far gone. Okay, now when I put this piece on, it makes a lot more sense. This should be over that pin, through all of that, connect into there, connect into there. There's so many moving parts in here, and they're all going to have to align. Well, quick review so far. We've got multiple connection points that have gears on it. Some of them are connected together, some of them are not connected yet. We got wheels at the bottom. Oh, there's a lot going on here. This is our hopper, I'm assuming. Man, this is complicated already. So hard to figure out where these things go. When the more complex the assembly, the more parts there are, the harder it is to see in the manual where these parts actually go over top. I mean, there are limits. There are only so many pins that are exposed. I think this goes up here. Time for the actual bucket wheel. Our first look at the buckets. There's 8 of these. There we go. 2 of these. I'm going to join these 2 together. Look at this. We have seen this ring structure before. It's used in the main assembly quite a bit, but in this case it's supporting all of our buckets. Now these buckets are fixed, they don't move. Now we have to put this onto the frame that we're assembling. Oh, okay. So this is going to touch some of these gears. Okay, so that's over the gear. That's over the gear. That's over that gear. That's over that gear. Ah, aha. Okay, after much fussing about, it is attached and it moves. I thought I had done something wrong when I couldn't get things to align, but I just had to get down over all these gears and it's hard to get everything lined up properly. So we're attached. Now we got to fix this in place, I think. So difficult to get pins over a long distance. Just gotta wiggle them in. 1, 2, 3 should go here. Something doesn't look right. I went to install this piece. It's supposed to go right there. That looks right on this side, but over here there should be a gap between those 2 parts, and there isn't. I'm wondering, what did I do wrong? Well, the error is right here. There should be a gap between these 2 parts, and there isn't right now. Darn. So I need to move this 1 stud over. Okay, not too bad. I should be able to pop this off with everything attached and just move it over 1. Jam those pins. Ah! Got my finger stuck between that pin. So now this is right. There's a 1 gap in there and a 1 gap in there. Way to go! so complicated. So a little mini assembly that we did here. There are some gears in here, 3 independent set of gears. And actually, interesting, this can rotate a little bit. I'm sure it'll be fixed at some point, but this assembly, which was quite complex, but I don't think I made any mistakes. It's got to get attached back onto the main part, which is getting quite large. I got to figure out exactly where this goes. This go right here. I hope so. And then this one should go from there to there. Okay, so this has to go over the top here and through the bottom here. It's a little tricky to get all lined up. Oh, this is incredibly tight. Is it just gonna fit? Oh, I just got it. I was worried there for a minute. That was hard to get in there. But if I move this, look at that, the whole bucket moves. Awesome. At least I know that works. Get that all lined up. That's not perfect. Oops. Hopefully I didn't break anything there. Something probably just folded over. Oh, come on, get in there. And we got the side walls for our conveyor done. Oh, I see. Okay, so there's a red pin right here. This goes right. There we go. I think I got that on in the right spot there. That caps that off. Okay. I have come to the end of this parts bag, and again, just like a couple videos ago, I have a large part left over. Everything seems to function. The bucket spins, yeah, everything seems okay, but I gotta figure out where this goes. See if I turn this over. Oh, good. Okay. I found it. Thankfully, I was correct. It is one of these pieces that go across the side. Way back in the instructions, I forgot to put this piece right here. I can stop having a heart attack. We are done. Look at this thing. Get this all on camera. This takes up the whole field of view. Not only is it a conveyor, so in last week's video, part 5, we just did a very simple conveyor. This is a conveyor with the bucket attached to it. The bucket can spin. Now there's some mechanisms in here, way over in here, that I can't turn with my hand, but if I turn the wheel here, you should be able to see all this move. Now this moves fairly stiffly. I'm hoping the motor is going to be able to turn all this. Anyway, so the bucket moves and the conveyor moves at the same time. So as this scoops up material, it's going to dump it into here, fall down onto this conveyor, which will then fall down the chute. And eventually, in next week's video, we will take this assembly. There'll be a bunch of junk off the bottom or the side. I'm not sure where. That's all going to get attached, and then eventually it'll get all put back into this assembly right here. And I think I know how this is going to go. I'm going to rotate this around. From last week's video, there's these 3 connecting elements here. And during this construction, there are 3 Technic holes here. That eventually, I think, is somehow going to line up and sit all in here. I can't really see how that's going to happen right now, but oh, this thing's massive. Get this back out of the way. So this is what we did today. I made a few mistakes, as usual. Nothing that I wasn't able to recover from. Do this side. We got some stickers on there. Then with the bucket action. You can see the conveyor moving underneath. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.